She was a proud qualifier into this quarterfinal stage. Let's say welcome to Ilechukwu Malizu. Hello Malizu, how are you? You are welcome to the debate stage once again. Are you ready for your quarterfinal matchup? Brilliant. Thank you very much. So Ilechukwu Malizu. Our opponent is same age, same class. Pretty young minds. And yes, we remember her vividly from our previous debates. I remember her second round debate, the round of 16. Please say welcome. From Head Start High School to Ungu Nicole. Hello Nicole, welcome to the debate. How are you feeling today? Are you ready to do battle though? No doubt. Okay, thank you very much. So, it's Malizu up against Nicole.
The motion for this hour is it ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries? Lagos, this one is interesting because this is all around us in this country and in other developing countries. So I look forward to how these ones will debate. Last week, they got a chance to pick their sides. They will now remind us how they will argue this evening. I'll start with the lady to my left. Nicole, how will you argue this evening?
I'm supporting.
Okay, Nicole will say it is ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries. Her opponent, Malizu, will say no, it is unethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries. Lagos, they'll take it away when we come back from this break. The quarterfinals of I Beg to Differ Season 8 resume on Tuesday with thought-provoking debates. Prepare for a compelling discussion on the media's influence on gender narratives and societal norms when Abiel Yunusa and Samuel Richard Wofai debate the topic. Is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? At 5 p.m., let's dive into a moral and economic debate that questions the practices of global giants and their impact on developing nations. When Ilechukwu Malizu and Ungu Nicole go head-to-head on the topic, is it ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries? I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Join Femi Obang-Daniels and me on Tuesday to witness the wit, strategy, and persuasive power of these debaters. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 6. One winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College, supported by Obiwizi, Lucas Green Fashion, Biloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, and Cordros Group. Season 8 continues in March and terminates in August with the National Championship. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're set for this thrilling quarterfinal debate. And after this, one of these two debaters will exit the tournament. The other will progress to the second semi-final debate to go up against Abiel Yunusa on Thursday. It's Ilechukwu Malizu of King's Anchor College up against Ungu Nicole of Head Start High School. It is time now to debate.
Is it ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries? Nicole will say yes. Malizu will say no. We will start this round with the motion supporter, Nicole.
We cannot expect developing nations to abide by the same labor as developed nations. It's about meeting them where they are and helping them rise. This quote was said by Bill Gates, a philanthropist and a co-founder of Microsoft. Before I continue, let me give honor to whom honor is due. Good day, my esteemed judges, my honorable opinions, and my ever-attentive audience. My name is Ungu Nicole, and today I stand firmly in support of the mission, is it ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries? The quote I stated earlier simply means the ethical approach to foster gradual improvement, not impose unrealistic standards. While the word exploit often evokes negative emotion, let us look at this issue pragmatically. Exploitation in this context means providing jobs that are better than the alternatives available, paving the way for economic growth and development. Imagine a fisherman who struggles daily to catch enough fish to feed his family. A passing merchant notices his plight and offers him work at a steady wage for a large market. Though the pay isn't much by global standards, it's far better than his uncertain catches before. This is the story of millions in developing countries. Multinational corporations provide jobs that help reduce poverty. The garment industry in Bangladesh employs over 4 million workers who had no stable income before. The World Bank estimates that such jobs have reduced poverty in Bangladesh by 1.5% annually. Is it ethical to deny people a steady livelihood, even if it doesn't meet to the highest global standards? Secondly, economic growth and national development. Multinational corporations contribute significantly to the gross domestic product, GDPs, of developing countries, helping them build stronger economies and create more opportunities for their citizens. In Vietnam, companies like Nike have transformed the economy by establishing a robust manufacturing sector, which accounts for 60% of Vietnam's GDP. Vietnam's poverty rate has dropped from 60% in 1990s to below 6% in 2020 due to the presence of multinational corporations. Should we overlook the undeniable benefits multinational corporations bring to developing countries? Thirdly, better wages compared to local alternatives. Critics often argue that multinational corporation wages are low, but they often pay more than the local standards, offering better opportunities than subsistence farming or informal labor. A 2018 study shows that garment workers in Ethiopia earn 30% more than they would for subsistence farming or informal labor. In Kenya, tea plantation workers employed by multinational corporations earn 60% more than locally owned farms in Kenya. In addition, skill development and long-term benefits. Multinational corporations provide training, expertise, and technologies, empowering local workers and boosting employability. For instance, China advanced from low-wage labor to global manufacturing leadership through skill transfer. According to the International Labour Organization, ILO, over 85% of workers trained by multinational corporations report improved career prospects. Furthermore, infrastructure and community development. Multinational corporations often invest in building infrastructures like roads, schools, and hospitals for the better of communities. Examples include the Coca-Cola water project in India and other regions in Africa, with 25% higher infrastructure growth due to involvement in multinational corporations. Lastly, global standards will improve over time. Labor conditions in developing countries improve significantly with sustained involvement in multinational corporations, which is similar to the West's historical industrial evolution. Nations like Vietnam and Indonesia have seen better labor rights due to the engagement with multinational corporations. Is it fair to expect developing nations to leapfrog stages of economic growth without the involvement of multinational corporations? In conclusion, their actions might not align with the idealistic definition of ethics, but they provide benefits for millions of people. Thank you.
All right. So you've heard the opening round for Nicole Ungu. She's from Head Start High School. Time now to switch to Malizu Ilechukwu of King's Anchor College.
Malizu, it is time.
Good day, Chairman, panel of judges, Akari timekeeper, co-debater, and audience. My name is Malizu Ilechukwu. I'm a student of King's Anchor College, Lagos, and I'm here to strongly oppose that it is ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries. Let me start off by saying that it's unethical to benefit from the poverty of workers. By exploiting labor in developing countries, multinational corporations take advantage of people, their need for employment, and that alone violates many ethical standards. Furthermore, exploitation by multinational corporations violates human rights, as workers face unsafe working environments, low wages, and long work hours. The International Labour Organization has reported that these workers can work up to 80 hours a week, which is twice the legal standard, without adequate compensation. Not only is this morally reprehensible, it also violates international human rights standards. Furthermore, it's unethical because these multinational corporations have a choice. they have a choice to not exploit labor. Let's not forget that these corporations have net worth of hundreds of millions, maybe even billions. They can afford to pay workers higher wages to ensure a sustainable environment and to respect the rights of these workers. But instead, they prioritize excessive profit making over the well-being of individuals. They treat workers as profit-making tools rather than individuals with dignity and rights. More so, this labor exploitation perpetuates poverty as multinational corporations in developing countries pay workers with wages less than the international standard and below the international poverty line, forcing workers to remain in poverty despite their labor. Imagine not being able to afford basic necessities even after working 80 hours a week. Moreover, the mental strain, humiliation, and stress that comes with an exploitative environment inflicts emotional and psychological harm on workers. In 2013, a study conducted by Occupational Medicine found that exploited workers show significantly higher rates of depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts because of how they are being treated. Also, its exploitation by multinational corporations encourages economic inequality. It widens the gap between the rich and the poor. It encourages a system where the rich benefit at the expense of the impoverished. Again, by exploiting labor, paying poor low wages, offering poor working conditions, multinational corporations affect the local markets. They suppress the development of a fair and competitive labor market. In furtherance, these exploitatory practices give workers significant health issues. In 2016, a study conducted by the International Bureau of Health Services found that exploited workers have significant health issues such as musculoskeletal disorder, respiratory disorder, chronic pain, and even long-term illnesses like cancer. These exploitatory practices forever affect the quality of lives of workers. Additionally, it contributes to social unrest and inequality. As anger and resentment grow, workers may start to demand higher wages and better working conditions, and this can lead to conflict and violence. For example, the Marikatana labor protests in South Africa in 2012. Also, let's not forget that labor exploitation is illegal. It violates the laws of many countries and even international labor laws. It violates the ILO Convention number 120. Moving on, this exploitation of labor leads to loss of lives due to poor working conditions and exposure to dangerous substances. The International Labour Organization has reported that about 2.8 million people die each year from labor exploitation. In addition, it facilitates corruption as multinational corporations will engage in with corrupt officials in developing countries to bypass labor laws and regulations, undermining the ethical principles of transparency, justice, fairness, and accountability. Thank you.
Right on time.
Based on set parameters. And the Malizu. Judge Ufoma has made a deduction of 4 points.
Judge Yvonne, you mean?
Oh, so what is wrong with me? Judge Yvonne has made a 4-point deduction to both debaters. And so our final scoring is thus. Judge Ama scores it 33.5 to 39. Malizu. Judge Ufoma scores it 37.5 to 43. Malizu. And Chief Judge Chike scores it 32.5 to 35.5. Malizu. That's 103.5 to 117.5. The deductions are equal. So the final score by 113.5 points to 99.5 points. Our winner, final semi-final qualifier from King's Anchor College, Ilechukwu Malizu. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you and to you, Nicole. Well, girl, I'd like to say congratulations as well. You've come this far, and I